Welcome to the first Superintendent Star Award reception. My name is Diane Whiting. I'm the Coordinator of Human Resources and your Mistress of Ceremony for tonight. We are here tonight to recognize and honor not only the winners of the Superintendent Star Awards for this quarter, but to also recognize and honor some of our nominees as well. So tonight, we want to say thank you for the work that you did that was above and beyond your everyday duties. Later in the program, I will be sharing with the audience some of those extraordinary things. This reception is the first of many to come, so please spread the word and nominate someone that you feel that has made a difference. The deadline for the next submission of the Superintendent Star Awards has been extended to April 15th, so please go out and nominate someone today. At this time, we're going to have Mr. David LaFave, who's the principal of Mack Benn Junior Elementary, to come forward to bring greetings. And I will get out of here.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody out to Mack Benn Elementary tonight. We are very proud to host this program tonight, and congratulations to the nominees and those who've been nominated for this wonderful award. It does truly show how great Suffolk is, and we really wanted to get out and nominate and show how great many of our teachers are. Congratulations again to many of the staff here. Today we have two of our students who are going to be saying the pledge, so if I could have two of our individuals come up real quickly.
Good evening. I'm Alicia Johnson.
And my name is Destiny Jackson.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please welcome our Superintendent, Dr. Darren Whitney, to the podium to provide opening remarks.
Good evening, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to have this reception here, our first one, which hopefully will be one of many. I think it's important to first of all say this idea, I'd love to take the credit for it, but I can't. We have board members who are always looking out for our staff members, and one in particular who's been on the board longer than I've been in Suffolk, actually. I'm not going to name her, but you could probably figure her out. She came up with this idea that we needed to come up with a program to recognize our staff here in Suffolk Public Schools. You all are very familiar with, some of you perhaps, with the Star Award program where we would recognize the recipients at the school board meetings. While we're still going to do that, we thought, how could we recognize more? Because each time we would have so many nominations that we felt like everyone really should be nominated, should not only be nominated, but should be recognized. So I say to our board members, thank you for allowing us to adjust and tweak it just a bit and call it the Superintendent Star Award. In fact, if we have a board member here tonight, if you'd please stand, I want to recognize our board members who are present. We have Mr. David Mitnick, Ms. Phyllis, thank you, Ms. Phyllis Byram, Mrs. Lorraine Skeeter, and Chairman of the Board, Dr. Michael Dobransky. As I've always say, opportunities that I have, we have a very strong board that really supports our teachers and staff. Tonight's event is a way of saying thank you to the many staff members that we have who are doing a super job. We recognize that you're motivated by coming in today, by working with children, whether it's a cafeteria worker, whether it's a teacher assistant, whether it's a principal. Our goal is to recognize what you do and to say we thank you. We thank you for the work that you have done over the years and that you'll continue to do. We also want to thank Mr. LaFave for allowing us to have this first reception here at his school. The students look great. They greeted me as I came in. They're doing a fantastic job. Good things are happening in Suffolk Public Schools. We're glad that you're here today, and once again, congratulations.
get started, I just wanted to introduce them right quick. We will now have a music selection by the Talented Music Ensemble from Mack Junior Elementary School.
Good evening, my name is Journey Bowling.
And I'm Lila Knight.
The song we are performing is titled Each of Us is a Flower.
You have all been gardeners helping us to help us to grow and bloom. Thank you for your investment in us, the future leaders of tomorrow.
Each of us is a flower, growing in life's garden. Each of us is a flower, we need the sun and rain. Each of us is a flower, growing in life's garden. Each of us is a flower, we need the sun and rain. Shine your warmth on me with your
Will all the star nominees and recipients please raise your hand? We would like to present each of you with a pink rose. The pink rose is a symbol of thanks and gratitude. Once again, thank you for all you do.
It may be easier if you stand so they can really see you. You mind standing? And then we can also see you. Well, let's give them another round of applause while they're passing out the roses. She's pretty good on that, isn't she? She's pretty good. All right, it's time to honor our Star Award winners tonight. Our Star Award winners were just recently honored at our school board meeting, so tonight they will be honored again, and they will be presented with a banner that you see displayed here, and also they'll be presented with a check from our Suffolk Education Foundation by Ms. Jennifer Mack. So at this time, I'll ask that Ms. Candace Spencer, I know she's in here somewhere, and the principal, Mr. David LaFave, they want to come forward to present our Instructional Star Award winner.
Good evening. Please bear with me. I've actually been out with the flu all week, but I couldn't miss this night to give someone very dear to me her flowers. The person I nominated is someone I've known for a decade, and she has, again, become a very dear friend as well as a colleague. Ms. Robbie Plain is an exemplary guidance counselor with an unwavering commitment. During her career in the educational arena, about 30 years, she has worn many hats, but the one she wears most perfectly is the one she currently wears, that of guidance counselor. She is diligent in making herself visible by greeting the students with her daily walkthrough as they prepare for their day. She greets every gem by name. Every child is a gem in her eyes. Her contributions include several initiatives, including Project STAND, formerly known as the I Am Project, that serves as a mentoring program bridge between elementary and middle school by focusing on social emotional skills such as confidence, cooperation, perseverance, professionalism, and responsibility. The Ladybug Tea Group for young girls that focuses on proper etiquette to foster self-esteem, the Lunch Buddies program where students who are struggling are paired with peers to help build interpersonal and social skills, and the Backpack program that supplies students and their families with weekend non-perishable food items in a dignified manner. As far as the greater school community is concerned, she interacts with parents, faculty, and staff with an incomparable level of professionalism and compassion. She is known for her listening ear, knowledge, and wisdom. Her famous phrase is, "Let's keep it real." Ms. Plain is admired, loved, and respected by all. Her most significant contribution to our students is evident in the Project STAND end-of-year culminating activity that showcases the students in full evening attire, white tea-length dresses for the girls, black suits and ties for the boys. The evening is artfully executed in a fully decorated theme-colored ballroom. There is dinner and dancing with a bridge that awaits crossing at the appropriate time. At just the right moment, the students stroll across the bridge with bright eyes and heads held high. Their spirits are dancing with the belief that I am and I stand. Ms. Plain's message is the same for every child. You are significant, I am. You are precious, I am. And you are strong, I stand. Again, Ms. Robbie Plain, Guidance Counselor, Mack Benn Jr. Elementary School.
And again, just again, on behalf of Ms. Plain, we want to thank you so much, Ms. Plain. Absolutely wonderful, a true gem, and we cherish every moment you're here. The students and staff absolutely think the very most of you. Again, thank you so much for all that you do for the students of Suffolk Public Schools.
Okay, now I'll ask that Ms. Sandra Darden here tonight? Guess not, okay. Well, I guess we'll ask Ms. Jennifer Preston, who's the principal at Kings Fork Middle School, to introduce our Support Star Award winner.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I'd like to introduce the Support Star winner, and a winner in our eyes at Kings Fork Middle School, Miss Brandy West, who serves as a paraprofessional meeting the needs of our special needs students. And I want to say that she's one of those people that we all depend on, and that she has this incredible gift of initiative. She has a way of thinking of and finding ways to assist and help before we even know to ask her or to task her with something. And it's just an incredible gift, and it helps me personally, and it helps our building. She's anything from PTA president since I think I arrived at Kings Fork after the second year. She took on the president's role. She no longer has a current student, but she wanted to keep that up and running, so she agreed to keep that going for us in the president's role. She's also a very active member and co-sponsor of our Team DART initiative with the American Relay for Life. And this year, our theme at Kings Fork Middle School is Care, Commit, and Connect. And Mrs. West, you show that in so many ways. In working with us and helping us as the ways that I mentioned, but also working most importantly with our students. Yes, you meet their instructional needs. She even takes the time not just to provide read aloud sessions, but she takes upon herself to find a way within our technology system to make audio so that our 7th graders, can sit and they can listen to an assessment at their own speed. And it's wonderful, and I thank you for the time that you've devoted to doing that so that they have that independence. But she also has a great knack for students. She has 3 children of her own, 2 in high school and 1 in elementary school. But she has a great knack for assessing what they need and meeting those needs, not just instructionally, but emotionally. I see her work from everything from dress code to working on students that just have ruffled feathers to smoothing them out, and anything from a broken pencil to a broken heart. And for that, we thank you because you make Kings Fork Middle School a better place to work and a better place to learn. Miss Brandy West.
Now it's time to pay tribute to our Superintendent Star Award nominees. So let me explain how we're going to do this, and hopefully it works. We will begin with the Instructional Star Award nominees. When I call the nominator's name, please stand while I read from your nomination paperwork. I'm only going to read a couple of lines because some of you, I know you had a lot to say about these wonderful people, but I don't have the time to read every single line. So I'll just read a couple of things. And then as I start to read, the nominees should come forward, and make sure you come around this way. If you come to my right and come up, and then you'll be presented with your certificate and shake the superintendent's hand, which I know you want to do. You're so excited to do that. And then you can go back to your seat. Okay, everybody clear with that? We're going to try it, and hopefully it's going to work. Okay, now I'm going to try to pronounce this name. I have to say it several times because she was nominated, and she also nominated several people. So by the time I'm done, her name, I should be able to have her name correct. And also, if the nominee or nominator is not here tonight, I'm still going to read a couple of lines from their nomination so that you will get to hear the wonderful things that were said about them. Teresa Abubakar. Is she here tonight? Okay. Well, she's actually a teacher at Booker T. Washington. Dr. David Rice is going to come forward and accept her award for her. And she's actually at Booker T. Washington. And she was nominated by Deanna Rashada. I think Rashada may be a student. Ms. Rashada writes that Ms. Teresa Abubakar is a wonderful teacher who enjoys teaching and instilling the love of learning in children of various socioeconomic backgrounds. So let's give Dr. Wrights a hand, I guess, for You can go back. You can go back. Okay, you want to stand? We're doing this. You see, we're playing this by winging this tonight. Follow directions now. Now, I think I saw this next person walk in. Janice Bibbo. She's our assistant principal at Nansemond River High School. She was nominated by a parent, Nancy Harper. Is Ms. Harper here tonight? Ms. Harper writes that Ms. Bibbo worked tirelessly for my daughter over the summer and at the beginning of the school year trying to get her schedule straight. Because of Ms. Bibbo's efforts, my daughter is able to fully participate in high school this year after struggling with the decision to leave the governor's school. So kudos to you, Ms. Bibbo. Barbara Espinosa. Okay, she's not here. Oh, she is here, I'm sorry. A teacher at Nansemond Parkway. She was nominated by Laura Pettit, another parent, so our parents are nominating folks tonight. Ms. Pettit writes, Ms. Espinosa has gone above and beyond to make sure her students understand what she is teaching. She has done fun activities every Friday this school year. My son always tells me each day how much fun he has had with her learning about everything and how he wishes he could have Ms. Espinosa every year. Matthew Fike, oh, okay, come on. Teacher at Kings Fork High School, was nominated by Avia Linton. She's a student. Oh, good, she's here. Ms. Linton writes, Mr. Fikes is one of the most outstanding teachers that I've encountered throughout my school years. Every day when we walk into the classroom, we can tell that he genuinely cares about our success, and he likes to make sure that we understand certain concepts by giving us numerous scenarios, plenty of practice, and very productive class discussions. Thank you. Wendy Gray, an assistant principal at Kings Fork Middle School, was nominated by Margaret Gray. I'm not sure if that was a relative or not, but Ms. Gray writes, by being fair and consistent, Wendy Gray has gained the respect of the faculty, staff, and student body. She also assists with our Young Ladies of Distinction program. This program helps about 75 young ladies in the area of esteem building, decision making, communication skills, career choices, and self-empowerment. Miss Gina Herr. Okay, she's not here as our principal here. Dan O'Leary, can you step in for her? Dan O'Leary is her principal. He's going to accept her award for her. She's actually a physical education teacher at John Yates Middle School. She was nominated by a fellow teacher, Sue Ellen Mears Miller. She's also a teacher at John Yates. Ms. Mears writes that Ms. Herr exudes incredible enthusiasm and can always be counted upon to see the positive side of any situation. She created and coordinates the CARE Committee, which seeks out good news and recognizes staff members for their positive contributions. Jessica Johnson, Kilby Shores teacher, was nominated by Ellen Lee, a fellow teacher at Kilby Shores Elementary. Is Ms. Lee here? She's not here. Ms. Lee writes, Ms. Johnson is a very energetic and motivating teacher. She does not believe in using one teaching method to reach her students. She stretches her skills and imagination to help all students achieve success. Sheila Knight, special education teacher at Lakeland. Is she here? All right. Is that her coming? Okay. Take your time. I'll read a few things. She was nominated by Gail Barker, a teacher at Lakeland High School. Ms. Barker writes, Ms. Knight goes so far and above the call of duty. I like this. She is nearly invisible. She works with her own students, but behind the scenes, she picks up numerous other students who she tutors, encourages, coaches, and inspires onto their academic goals. Ms. Knight, take your time. Tim Kubanak, a teacher at John Yates Middle School. He was nominated by Sunshine Torrey, one of our parents. Ms. Torrey is not here. Ms. Torrey writes, Mr. Kubanak is one of the most creative, energetic, compassionate teachers that my son has had. Mr. Kubanak kept my son engaged with the use of technology, hands-on activities, and unlimited access to his support. My son was once a kid that lost confidence in math, but Mr. K, as my son calls him, instilled in him that he can do anything he puts his mind to. Luann LaPointe, a teacher, academic coach at Hill Point Elementary. Now, Mrs. LaPointe was so good, she was nominated by 2 different teachers. So we're going to read just a little bit from each of those teachers. Sarah Wood. Sarah Wood writes that Ms. LaPointe has tons of personal resources that she is willing to share with teachers. She also works hard to create ways to make teaching experience easier and better. Elizabeth Riley writes, I am nominating Ms. LaPointe because of all she does for us. She goes above and beyond each and every day, and she does it all with a smile. Jenna Martin, teacher at Hill Point Elementary, was nominated by Julie Placencia, a gifted resource teacher. Dr. Ron Lee will accept on her behalf. Ms. Placentia writes, Ms. Martin shows her caring of and devotion to her students in a variety of ways. She has started a student-accessible music library that contains songs to help reinforce concepts taught in class. Ms. Martin is a shining example of what an excellent teacher should be. Ms. Sandra Newell. She's a special education teacher at Nansemond River High School. She was nominated by Allison Stahl. Ms. Stahl writes that Ms. Newell has been an extraordinary partner with the Department for Aging and Rehabilitative Services at Nansemond River. Ms. Newell has shown initiative and dedication in order to best serve the students of Nansemond River High School, even though that means taking on additional responsibilities outside of the classroom. Kimberly Neerman, a gifted resource teacher, serving Mack Benn Junior Elementary and Booker T. She's working with 2 schools. She was nominated by Teresa Abubaki, an elementary teacher at Booker T. Ms. Abubaki writes, Kimberly Neerman has demonstrated great dedication to serving both the staff as well as the students of Booker T. Washington. Ms. Neerman is being nominated for wonderful instructional collaborations, outstanding instructional activities in the area of science investigation, which have impacted student learning, and for the positive relationship she continues to have with identified gifted 5th grade students. Mr. Gregory Roundtree, he's an activities director for Lakeland High School. He was nominated by his principal, Mr. Douglas Wagner. Mr. Wagner writes, Mr. Roundtree has been recognized in the community as a contributor to the youth of Suffolk. At Lakeland, his motto is, we're here for the kids. Mr. Roundtree has volunteered time out of his busy schedule to provide math remediation for students in need of verified credits or who are eligible for recovery or retesting. All right. Paulette Ryans, a middle school teacher at Forest Glen Middle School, of course, was nominated by Charlene Dunn, who was a special ed teacher at Forest Glen Middle. Ms. Dunn writes, Ms. Ryan has worked with the special education population at Forest Glen for the past 8 or 9 years. Since she has been in the Suffolk public school system, she has received 100% on every single one of her VAT binders. She is a great teacher and a friend to all of those lucky enough to work with her. Denise Singleton, a guidance counselor at Booker T. Washington. She was nominated by Teresa Abubaki, an elementary teacher at Booker T. Washington. Ms. Abubaki writes, as a professional counselor, Ms. Singleton never tires in her efforts to provide counseling, advice, mentoring, professional development, and a helping hand in any way she can. Ms. Singleton does outstanding work, and her positive contribution within our building and throughout the district are long-lasting in the minds and hearts of us all. And these are all of our instructional star award. Oh, okay. Let me get out of the picture, though. Okay. Certainly last but not least, but whatever. Now let's pay tribute to the Support Star Award nominees and just kind of follow the same protocol that you just saw. Sadie Askew. Just Askew, are you here? Maybe not. Maybe she's coming. Okay, I'll start reading. She's a cafeteria manager at John Yates Middle School. She was nominated by Timothy Kubanak, who you saw just won an award himself, was nominated himself. Ms. Kubanak writes, each day, Ms. Askew prepares and serves breakfast for 1,200 students and staff, handles ordering for school food service needs, operates a clean, orderly kitchen, all the while giving everyone she speaks with a wonderful smile. She inspires others to work harder, better, and smarter in tackling the needs of students. Angela Blanton, teacher assistant at Elephants Fork Elementary School. I think she's not here tonight, so yeah, sick child. So we'll just read a few lines. She was nominated by Laura Amos, a teacher at Elephants Fork Elementary School as well. Ms. Amos writes, I am nominating Angela Blanton for a Star Award for the work that she does for the school and for the classroom. She comes up with great activities to do with the students and always gives me a hand. Angela has provided numerous things for the classroom, including books for the students to read. And it's Angela Blanton. Travonda Demiel is a special ed teacher assistant at John Yates. Okay. She was nominated by Claudette Pierre, who's one of our special education teachers at John Yates. Ms. Pierre writes, Ms. Demiel has an excellent work ethic, takes pride in her daily work performance, and takes the initiative in expounding on classroom activities and assignments. She is very caring, always positive, and understands each student is an individual and has different learning styles, academic strengths, and weaknesses. That's Ms. Demiel. Georgette Ely, a teacher assistant at Booker T. Washington Elementary. She was nominated by Gail Harris, a teacher also at Booker T. Washington Elementary School. Ms. Harris writes, Ms. Ely is a very compassionate person. She is always helping the administrators, teachers, and students in any manner needed. She can get the students to do their work when sometimes others cannot. She is an excellent teacher assistant that works well with the students. Ms. Ely. Michelle Mabry, she's one of our school nurses. She's at Forest Glen Middle School. She was nominated by Lavisa Rice, guidance counselor at Forest Glen Middle School. Ms. Rice writes, Ms. Mabry is more than a school nurse. She sometimes is a counselor, social worker, and a true advocate for students. At any time, I can find Ms. Mabry on the move with her students, making sure they are on or off crutches, making phone calls, and holding meetings with parents. Superwoman, Ms. Mabry. Frida Robinson. She was nominated by her supervisor, Ms. Carolyn Ricks. Ms. Ricks writes, Ms. Robinson is a very dedicated and hardworking employee. Whenever I ask her to stay late so we can finish some tests that have come in at the last minute, she is always willing to stay. She is always willing to go that extra mile to help the customer with their designs and whatever is needed. Ms. Robinson. Print shop, sorry. She works at the print shop, but left that out. Last but not least, Ms. Kim Werner. She's one of our interpreters at Northern Shores Elementary. She was nominated by, I hope I get this name right, Renee Getch. Close, hopefully. Is she not here? Okay. An early childhood special education teacher at Northern Shores. Ms. Getch writes, Ms. Werner works one-on-one with one of my students, but does so much more that is required of her. She is constantly making materials, working to improve her skills, attending workshops, and coming up with innovative strategies to help him understand language concepts. Not only does she work with the one student she is assigned to, she also works to help the other children in the class learn basic sign so they can communicate with our student who is deaf. It's Ms. Werner. So let's give all of them a hand, please. Okay. Ready for the closing? That was quick.
There really isn't a whole lot more to say, but thank you and congratulations to each of our recipients. As I hear the names called and I hear all the responsibilities and the things that people are doing, I feel overjoyed. I feel overjoyed because it takes each and every one of us to make Suffolk Public Schools as strong as it is. We are Suffolk Public Schools. I congratulate each of you and I thank you for the work that you've done. Are there any board members that would like to say anything? Any board members? They'll say something later, I'm sure, but congratulations to each of you. I think at this time, we open it up to where you're welcome to some refreshments on either side of the cafeteria. Thank you very much.